Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 6, Being Lady Like. That is just how they probably would say lady. Like, on purpose, I can see Tisha saying, it's not very lady-like. Anyway, Mel, she drops by Tiffany's house. Tiffany, she needed to check on her. You know, Tiffany's pregnant, and she was at the thing getting into it with people, so she just wants to check in with her. Of course, she invites her to the tea party. She shares that there will be a communication specialist there. You know, Mel says she's worked too hard. You know, when the F-bomb started to, you know, drop, she felt like, oh no, we can't have that. And so they have to sit with somebody that's going to teach them some etiquette. There is so much that to be said about Melody and her rebranding and her being positioning herself as the leader of this charm school. You know, like everybody else is in charm school, and she's schooling them on how to be ladies because she wants to be viewed as a lady, you know. And like I said, there's so much to be said about all of that, like the undertones, all of the undertones in trying to tell somebody that they don't have etiquette. I'ma just move on. I'ma just move on. I have my views on all of that, on etiquette classes and all that. Anyway, Tiffany also agrees that the whoever this specialist is, that it's necessary because she felt like she stepped down as well to Kiki's level, and she shouldn't have come off her chariot to throw tomatoes with the likes of Kiki. Shout out to Mariah. She says she wasn't herself. Mel, she shares what happened with Martell at the party. And I'm going to stand corrected. I had someone comment on last week's review, and they got my ass together as far as Martell and Mel go, and her not allowing him to be there. Now, I don't keep up with these people outside of the show, and so I'm going to review the show. So I know it'd be a whole lot going on behind the scenes. I just don't care enough to dive deeper. So forgive me, but I'm not going to be privy to their custody dealings. And anything outside of what they tell us on the show, I don't know. So I just didn't know. But I stand corrected. Mel did exactly what she should have done with Martell in regards to putting him out and not wanting him there. See, we didn't know that they had a conversation a couple of hours before the party, and he asked about coming then, and she let him know then that he was not invited, and so he absolutely shouldn't have shown his ass up. See, Martell likes to be looked at as a victim, and he wants Mel to look like the villain. And they do that to one another. But in this case, Martell, sir, you weren't supposed to be there, and you knew that. She also said that she reached out after the party so that he can come pick up the girls, and Mel, because she's smart, and she you know, and she shared this is why I move the way I move with Martell, because Martell will have y'all believe, he's manipulative, so he's gonna have us believe in some things, especially when it comes to what we see and what we don't see. And she recorded a conversation. Well, she recorded that phone call, and Mariah is asking him if he's coming back, and he like, no, he ain't coming back. He done told that girl he not coming back to get her. So you're not coming back to get me? No. I'll be back on Monday. and Mel in the background. So you're not gonna come back. And she just laughs because you did all that. You came down to that party doing all that and you didn't even return to who? Kimmy. She's cooking and she and Maurice comes in and they talk. They need to talk about Monster. And I hate calling that boy that. Like, why we? That is the worst nickname ever. Who came up with the nickname? Because you're irresponsible. You're irresponsible for giving him that nickname. We ain't even finna do it. Maurice Jr. has not been respecting Kimmy's house rules. You know, they in Kimmy house. Let me not say that. That's their house too. That's Maurice's house too. But he's not respecting Kimmy or the rules of the house. He doesn't keep his room clean. She constantly has to remind him, and Maurice doesn't reinforce the rules. Like he thinks that she should double back and be constant on him just as much as his mother would. And Kimmy's like, I'm only gonna do but so much because that's not my child. And Maurice doesn't seem to understand. Maurice does this thing where he gives you this look like where he thinks if he widens his eyes wide enough that he can somehow change your mind into thinking how he thinking. You don't think that you can discipline him like you would Jalen? No, because that's not my child. And you can do all this all you want, Maurice. No. He get on my nerves with that. He's another one that he got some ways about him. And Kimmy she getting annoyed over there because Maurice is no help when it comes to disciplining Maurice Jr. Like, he talking about I got my issues with Maurice as well. Okay, well, if you got your issues are my issues is your issues. We got issues. And so you need to step up as his father and do something about it. And so Maurice, still feeling like, no, because first he tried to put it all on Kiowa, talking about, so, well, it probably stems from, your issues with Kiowa. She like, don't even be trying to bring Kiowa into this. This ain't got nothing to do with whatever rift I had with her back in the day. We talking about right now. He trying to dance around it, but no, my issue is with you. You need to do more. He gets on the phone and calls Kiowa. And Kimmy like, I ain't tell you to call her. Y'all got to know something about Aquarius women. We don't like being ambushed when it comes to especially stuff like this in uncomfortable situations. I'm gonna make you more uncomfortable because I ain't tell you to call her. The other day, my husband, I was outside on my balcony. I had just sat down. And if you know me, you already know what was about to happen on my balcony. And he come tropsing up the street with the neighbor. He was telling TJ and Eden, they were coming inside from playing outside. And he come he tropsing up the street with the neighbor talking about, tell your mama to come downstairs. I'm bra off, bonnet on, robe on. I'm chilling. And you walking down here with the neighbor telling me to come downstairs? He was like, I know, we're not interrupting. I said, but you are. You are. I'm not dressed. So now I got to fix my attitude. And I was saying all of this while coming in the house. The poor neighbor downstairs like, sorry. This just how I am. Don't walk up on me unannounced like that. Don't call Kiowa just because we talking about something right now. You think you going to call her and put me on the spot? So now we all uncomfortable. I understood everything Kimmy gave. I understood it. But it turns out that Kiowa feels the same way as Kimmy. Like, I know that I'm glad that she is mindful and being thoughtful of the fact that she's not his biological parent. And so there is a fine line. And so, yeah, she's right. Maurice still, well, I don't, we just gonna have to agree to disagree. No, you're stupid, and you know that you need to do more. And as his parent in the house, that ain't no shared role and responsibility right there. Like when it comes to bonus children and stepchildren, there's a fine line. People only gonna do but so much, and you shouldn't expect them to do more. You should not expect Kimmy to be in there beating ass, like or getting in full on knockdown, drag out arguments with your teenage son by his room. If I say clean your room and he doesn't do it, then I'm coming to you next. Your son won't clean his room. I'm not finna be in there. I said clean your room. He not gonna listen to me. He'll be like, you ain't my damn mama. Then we got to argue about that. Do something about your son, Maurice. Sorry ass just wanna see them Scott men just wanna provide and they don't have to do no parenting. Absolutely not. Absolutely the fuck not. Do better. Anyway, Kiki and Stormy, they meet, they gonna cleanse their energy, their chakras. They sit down with the woman. The woman says, first of all, I am a child of God. And Kiki it was like a record scratch for Kiki. Wait a minute. You a child of God? How that line up with the word? She gives her an example, like, cause if I go back to my church with this, they gonna be saying X, Y, and Z. The lady says those are just people who have not read their Bibles. And when it comes to crystals and that sort of thing, I don't practice any of that myself. But I also don't knock people for how they choose to commune with God. Like who are I to judge how you do that? Like we're all spiritual beings anyway. And so naturally we all want to worship something. We all have that in us. So even an atheist, you worshiping science, cause that's what you believe. So that's what you got going on. And then you have the people that are clairvoyant. All of that stuff is real. So I mean, we not coming from a place of judgment or none of that. It's just that sometimes we as followers of Christ, we don't understand. And you just gotta school us, you just gotta school us, and we can take it for what it is, and either take it or leave it, honestly. But Kiki was in there mocking it a little bit. She was in there laughing at it a little bit, like, so I'm gonna have powers, like I'm gonna say, and then something gonna shoot out my hand. It's like, come on, don't mock the people, cause when they talk about you and how you believe in healing, then you mad. Like it's just about respect. It's just about respect. I think Kiki could have been a little bit more respectful about the situation that she was in, as opposed to mocking it a little bit. So that was kind of rude. Stormy didn't say nothing about it. She just let it be what it was. But yeah, they went on ahead and cleansed their chakras. And what's her name? Stormy was she was visibly, receptive to the experience. She was in there crying. Kiki came around full circle, because once the lady told her something she wanted to hear. Now it's like, well, you know what? I can see that. Okay. I didn't think I was gonna get anything out of it, but she's right. After the process or whatever, they talk. They have more in common than they thought. They feel like they have similar personalities. Kiki felt like, well, I couldn't really get with you, girl, because I felt like, what, you had me on a lot of points. It's Tiffany that Kiki can't. She don't think they gonna see eye to eye. She don't know how that's gonna go. They hopefully they can have more of a conversation, a more in-depth conversation at the tea party. Kiki and Tiffany, that is. Maurice and Martell, they link up, and Maurice building another office yet again for his law firm. I mean, for his practice and all of that. I'm like, when we doing this, or is this the same place? I don't know. But they're at a construction site for a new office building. They catch up. Martell shares, and I don't know where Martell be coming from in these suits. Where you been all day? Are you just coming to film in 3-piece tuxedos and suits and things? You have not been to work all day in this. I don't believe it. I don't believe it, Martell Holt. It's something about it. I just feel like you just be showing up to these people's, cameras with all of this. It's like between him and Mel, listen, both of them be putting it on. Okay, they be putting it on for the cameras. Listen, do you. They do that over there on Housewives of Atlanta, sitting up in the house with their good garments. Great gowns, beautiful gowns. Okay, in the middle of the day. On a Tuesday. That's what they do. That's what they do over there. And so maybe that's what they trying to give. Anyway, they talk about Maurice Jr. and what he been doing. Martell. Oh, before that, we got to talk about Mel and the party and all of that, and co-parenting, and he got to make Mel look like the bad guy, and he a victim. She tried to call him, but she said she gonna call the police. Why, Martell? What happened before that? You gonna tell the whole story? You just gonna make you look good and gonna make her look bad? He always doing that shit, and I don't know why people don't see through that. I don't know why you're not asking the right questions, Maurice. My follow-up questions would have been, so what transpired before the police call threat? What you said to her? What really happened? I know you did something. I know you went up in there saying something. First question would have been, were you invited? She invited you to the party? Then Martell would have had to come clean about his ass just crashing the party. Anyway, they talk about Maurice Jr. and Martell, lets him know that Maurice Jr. is absolutely spoiled, of course, and so he just needs some structure, like they're gonna have to do some different things around there at that house, to reel him back in. Maurice got an analogy and a story, of course. He had a dog one time, Peaches. He kept telling Peaches, don't run out there in the street. Peaches ran out in the street. What happened to Peaches? Peaches got hit by a car, dead. And so he don't want life to run over Monster Jr. The same way that car ran over Peaches back in the day. He thought that was so profound. He thought it was so profound. Anyway, Martell says he was on that path too. He was on that path too about Maurice Jr.'s age, 15, 16. He was out there beating up folks. I said, not out there bullying the kids. Who he was beating up? He was out there beating folks up, getting in trouble. And he says that sports and ROTC did it for him. And, so structure really, really helped, really turned him around. And which is good. That's most people's story, who have that kind of background, where they was getting in trouble. The common denominator is always a single mom. And, it really saddens me because that is always the common denominator. It's a single mom. They get involved with sports. There's all these different father figures around to help, bring it back. Then they kind of create a village, which helps bring the child on through, without losing them to the gangs, to the street life, to all that. So that was good advice. Thank you, Martell. The child needs some structure. Put him in basketball or something. He need to do something else besides mess up his room around there in Kimmy's house. Anyway, Melody's tea party. The guests arrived. Stormy brought her mother. Everybody brought somebody. We don't know them people, but And everybody brought somebody because it was different. It was other faces in there. Nell was also there. First, the lady gives them a lesson on sipping tea. A lady, if she's standing, you remove the saucer. If you're sitting, you leave the saucer on the table. You never pick up the saucer and drink your tea. Only when a lady is standing. I said, fuck all that. Maybe I'm just not refined enough, but my mama had me in etiquette classes when I was little. It was a part of we used to do the summer camp thing with listen, I'm not gonna dive that deep, but we used to do the summer camp thing with my parents, and they had a village, and I forgot whose week it was, but we were sitting in etiquette classes, learning which forks to use and all of that. It's all to assimilate. And why? We taught them to use utensils. We taught them how to clean their ass. And so, you're not finna sit up and tell me what's sophisticated and what's not. Sophisticated. Y'all don't even get y'all nails in with them dishpan hands. That's a Martin reference. That was Laquita. Laquita Lumpkins on Martin. For the Martin fans. Moving right along. We have to discuss the issues round the table, of course. Nell, she chimes in. And we talking about, before that, the lady, is speaking to them about communicating like ladies, like women. And Stormy is just like, I like to cuss a lot. And she's like, well, when people use profanity, it shows a lack of vocabulary. And I'm like, lies. It's a plenty of scholar. Cuss a lot. And they know a lot of words. Let's not. We know Candace, over there on Real Housewives of Potomac, cuss down. And sis know a lot of words. We're not doing that. Sometimes people just like to express themselves in an expletive way, and so we not finna do it. You're not finna say people dumb and lack vocabulary because they like to cuss. Stormy say, no, it ain't that, because I'm smart. I'm smart, okay? But I just would rather say, I like that motherfucking shirt you got on. What's wrong with saying that? The lady says, well, it's about how you would like for people to view you. And if you want people to view you in that way, listen, if that's how people know you, then okay. Yeah, that's how people know me. That's what it is. Trying to assimilate to these folks. Get out of here. And it's always black people teaching these courses to other black people. Leave me alone with etiquette. I got it. It's, when it comes to behaving yourself and not just acting a donkey, I think that's just self-taught. You should just know that. That's with your moral compass. Telling people which fork to use, how to eat, how to drink their tea. Why? To make who comfortable? I don't like that. I don't like it. I'm going to put my elbows on the table because that's what I want to do. Elbows on the table because this is how I want to sit at the table. Fuck you mean? I said thank you to all the people when I did my party. If you don't get a thank you card, you'll be all right. I told your ass thank you to you. Sending extra thank you cards is unnecessary to me. Wasting my damn money on postage. Hate a thank you card. My mama would get on me. You need to send the people thank you cards. But I told them thank you. In their face. I got the double bag with another one. My in your face thank you wasn't heartfelt enough. When I said to you, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Now I got to go sit at home and say, oh, it was so nice of y'all to come. Thank y'all for coming. As you can see, that's how I feel about that. When we get into these issues, Nell, she says the energy in the room is off. You know, I can tell that there's a problem between Stormy and Melody. And Stormy mama say, you think it's the issue between Mel and Stormy or me and Mel? And the lady say, I don't really know you like that. Don't know nothing about your situation. And so Mel is like, what? She talking about a tweet. She say something about the tweet, about the recording, all of that. And the recording ain't even what she talking about. Because the recording they keep showing us is an interview that Destiny was showing Martell. Where the recording at? Why y'all keep showing us this? This ain't it. This ain't even said recording. So what do we... They think we stupid. They really think we stupid. I mean, Carlos, we not stupid. Either give us this recording she really talking about, or let's stop flashing the interview across the screen like it's what Mel was talking about, because that ain't what Mel was talking about. But anyway, Mama say you let the people believe. It's not, she say, cause before that she tell her to shut up. Now I'm gonna shut you down with this. Now shut up. What? No, won't be shutting up. Won't be shutting up. With all due respect, won't be shutting up. We're not going to do that. We're not going to be telling grown women to shut up. I'm still an adult. Fully grown. Like, I ain't even no 20-something. That's a grown lady right there, and you just told her to shut up. Like she was one of your childs. Stormy, girl, you better get your mama. It didn't work out for Wanda. It didn't work out for Wanda. Coming in like this, coming in hot like this ain't really gonna work. It might be entertaining, but Melody only gonna tolerate it for so long, and then your ass gonna be off the show. Ask Miss Wanda. Ask her how it worked out for her. Anyway, Mel apologizes. She don't get that lady nothing. And she don't give her nothing. Mel apologizes, and that's that. That is that. I apologize for the tweet if it offended you in any way. You know, I'm sorry about that. She apologized to Stormy as well. Because, I mean, I really don't know what you wanted her to do. Like, she could have come out and said it wasn't Stormy, but she left it very, you know, ambiguous. And so there's that. But sorry, Mama, you didn't get the moment you thought you was gonna get. Kiki, she got issues, and so she addresses Tiffany, and Tiffany explains again. You know, she says, I don't really know you that well, but I don't like how Tisha was treated, you know, by Kiki, and if I see that you've treated her like this, I don't want to extend myself, you know, and allow someone like that would do that to their family, you know, into my life, you know, into my space. And so we're not community or anything like that. We're not in community with one another. And Kiki is like, girl, you know me. My son played on Lewis's baseball team for years. We have sat up and had many conversations. You have met my mother. Girl, you know me. Don't say you know of me, because she say, I got to give you a lesson in a know of and knowing. Tiffany, no, you don't. You absolutely don't. Don't act like you don't know that lady. You don't, when you say you know of somebody, that usually means you might know them in passing. Like, I know of maybe somebody that I might have walked the halls in high school with. I know of that person. I don't know them. You know, but you know of them. People have talked about said individual in your presence. That's knowing of somebody. Actually sitting down, conversing with people, you can say you know them. You don't have to say we're friends, but I know her. Tiffany don't play. Tiffany be trying to play around. She be trying to do, she tries it. She does, but Kiki got her number. Kiki got a number. Kiki said, I done share my resource with you, helped you find your dad. I said, oh, okay, now wait a minute, Kiki. wait a minute, Kiki, that situation, Mel just called you and brought you into the fold. And then we see a scene where they did have Kiki there. And she shared with her that Tiffany was on the hunt for her father. Kiki said, "Oh, I got some resources down at the place. I know some people out there. They know the families. They might be able to find your daddy." And there was no follow through. There was no follow up. And Kiki's like, "Well, did she follow up? Like, I mean, that's her daddy. She don't know. I know my daddy. That's not nice. That wasn't nice." That lady tried to say, "I ain't mean it in a malicious way." Well, how you meant it, girl? It's only one way to take that. It's only one way to take that. But anyway, I don't really care because it's Tiffany. Because I mean, I'm just gonna flat out say I'm gonna be biased when it comes to anything involving Tiffany because I don't really like her like that. And I really pride myself on being unbiased in these reviews. But Tiffany, until she changes her ways, I know it for it works. And so she getting what she getting. She messy. She likes to interject herself and into things that don't involve her, which is what she did last week. And so you get what you get. You get what you get. The etiquette lady, of course, has to step in, and help Kiki with this, because Kiki, girl, that's not nice. You don't say stuff like that. Like it's better to just tell someone, I don't like the things that you said to me, and these are the things that I didn't like. That's how we communicate effectively, as opposed to just thinking you just gonna come for somebody and coming at them. It's very combative. You're gonna get nowhere with that. There will be no resolve. It'll just be arguing. But coming to someone and telling them, you hurt me and I didn't appreciate the things that you said to me. I didn't like when you said blah blah blah. I didn't like when you said XYZ. And there's that. And the conversation can be had after there. Male pivots, because with this conversation, I don't know. Kiki gonna have to work on her communications. On her communication skills. She gonna have to work on that. She has to do it more positively. Anyway, Mel steps in, gives everybody a gift. She tells Stormy it ain't a Gucci bag. And until next time, this was a, kind of episode. I felt like I had more fun reviewing it than I did watching, which happens sometimes. Anyway, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I will chat with you later. Peace and light.